Hey guys, my name is Matt. I'm here at High Life Auto in Fort Madison, Iowa. Today we are going to be working on our 2015 Chevy Camaro. Guys, the purpose of this video is I want to try to show you guys how vehicles work as we pull vehicles in and out, just the kind of basics of how vehicles function, how repair processes work, and also we're going to discuss like value of vehicles and how you can get better deals on cars, different things like that. So this is a 2000, like I said, 15 Chevy Camaro. It's got the convertible top. This one does have higher miles to it, but today we replaced the starter on this today. And one thing on the market side that we have noticed is a lot of times you will see vehicles at auctions that don't run, and sometimes you will obviously all the time you will be able to get them very much cheaper because they're not running. And it's all a matter of why is it not running? Well, typically when you have starter problems, you are either really sluggish to turn over or it's a clicking noise. Well, I want to the reason I'm telling you this is because we have this Chevy Camaro, same deal, you turn the thing and it clicks. I also have a 2013 Dodge Dart, same deal, you turn the key and it clicks. And it's like, I bought that Dodge Dart, I bought this car. This one was running and driving at the time, but side by side, if I bought both of them, the difference is this Chevy Camaro ended up just being a starter. I replaced the starter, the thing runs and drives just fine. That Dart, we replaced the starter on it, and we come to find out that the motor is locked up, so we have additional repairs to do. So you can be buying cars on Craigslist, Facebook, wherever, auction for me, myself, and maybe you want to try to get a steal, and then you kind of get surprises down the road. And that's the one thing that we see a lot of is customers will come in and be like, oh, I can handle that one problem. But what they don't realize is when they change brakes, for example, you might have a hose that breaks or a line that breaks, different things like that, which requires additional work that might be above their pay grade. So anyway, I'm going to take you under the hood real quick, turn on our fancy lights here, flip you guys around, show you what we have going on down here. So when it comes to replacing starters, typically they're going to be right in between where the motor and transmission meet up. See if I can get you a better view here with my lights. Okay, so there's your starter. It's that shinier new part that you see right there. That right there where the pan is and what's right in front of the pan, that's your transmission, which goes to your drive axle there in the rear. And then this pan here, you got a good view, that's the oil pan for your engine. So like I was saying, right in between the two of them, you have your starter. Your starter's right there. It literally is just two bolts, those two bolts right there. And then you have a plug on the back side of it. You can't really see it. I don't know if we can go up above and see it. Nope, can't really see it. But on the back side, right above, directly above where that hole is in the starter there, there is a positive lead and a signal wire, which just tells the starter when to turn over and gives it the battery power to turn over. So literally, I would say it probably took me, I'd say probably about 30 minutes all in all from start to finish to replace that starter. And if you're buying cars and you have one that clicks or sluggish like that, the only real safeguard thing that you can do is you could manually turn the motor over, but you're talking about some time and some tools, and that'll just tell you if it's locked up or not. But then again, you still don't know if it needs a tune-up. You don't know all those other things. So if you're buying cars, don't have a starter, you definitely need to be careful because you could run into a hornet's nest of other problems. But we have seen it, I would say probably 75% of the time. I would say we see that most car owners, they get fed up and they just say, oh, I'm done. And so it's like the starter goes out and instead of fixing it, they just decide to trade it in, sell it cheap, whatever else. And sometimes you can get a killer deal, but the only other way to really protect yourself to know if it's a killer deal or a hornet's nest is if you can crank that motor over. And I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. And then we'll call this video good. This is my wife's van here. And pretty much right here is where your serpentine, let me flip you. Right here is where that wrench is where your serpentine belt would normally go. That's the pulleys that have your alternator and all those things out of the engine. We're doing the timing on this one, so that's why you can see this area here. Normally there's a cover here. You can kind of see where like your AC compressor, alternator, those are your pulley system. And so when you get in here, if you can manually pull this and move the belt and the engine is turning over, like you can see, I don't know if you can see if I can get light up in there so you can see a little better. If you can see how the engine is turning over, but just if it turns over at all, then you know your engine is at least freed up. Like I said on my Dodge Dart that I was working on, that's one that we didn't test at first. We decided just to replace the starter, spent the $100, got the starter, got it in the shop, did all the work, replaced the starter, and it still did the same thing. Click, click, click. Well, I got under there, put the wrench on it, tried to turn it by hand. The thing wouldn't turn. It was locked up. And so the engine's locked up. It doesn't matter if I replace the starter, do a tune-up or anything, that engine's going to have to be either overhauled or replaced. So to safeguard yourself, you can crank over the crankshaft. Otherwise, it's kind of a gamble, and then you don't really know what you're getting yourself into all in all. So changing the starter, pretty average. If you have to do it, I would say even your basic mechanic can do it. I'll show you, this was literally my tool set. I got one wrench, 2 sockets, and a ratchet. Didn't take much tools wise, pretty simple to do. I did it right here on my floor. Didn't even have to have a lift or anything to do it with, just a couple jacks so I could get underneath it. But if you get creative, you might even be able to do it over a ditch or something like that, or if you have a truck or something, it's a lot easier to crawl underneath her. But anyway, guys, my name is Matt. This is with our 2015 Chevy Camaro, how to work on a starter. And obviously how you can buy cars a lot cheaper, but the gambles, the risk that are involved when you do that. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, check out Miriam's test drive videos, and we'll have more videos to come. Thanks, guys.